Hey everyone, it's Sarada and I scribble, and today is another sketchbook tour. I'm sorry that I keep bombarding you guys with these, but I keep finishing them and I didn't do any in October, so I need to catch up. Anyway, I finished this one just at the end of November. I've had it since the beginning of June, so roughly 5 months in this. And I have a dog on my lap right now, so if you hear any whines or groans, that's him. I'm gonna go ahead and start looking at the drawings. Maybe I can zoom just a bit. There we go. First page is Steven Universe. There's a peridot and a very crappy pearl, but there's also my OC Citrine, and she's so skinny. I did not know what I was doing. Then we have my OCs Naira and Skina, and here they are in, I guess their last year of middle school. Chudaku is the school they're in, and that's the last grade, and that's their school uniform. Zentangle and Skin and Tsubasa. I was doing some people watching. This is just fantastic. How men converse in public. In Sweden anyway, they sit with 2 chairs between them because apparently sitting close and talking quietly is impossible. Yoda and Nobuko and Kazu and Nobuko. Nobuko is Kazu's little sister, and Yoda is absolutely terrified of her. But he tries his best. And then we have a Tsubasa with sunflowers. I posted this one on Instagram. I just got this amazing idea where Tsubasa goes to visit like his grandparents on his mother's side over the summer and like works their flower fields and stuff. I don't know. I just thought the idea of Tsubasa in farmer gear harvesting sunflowers, I just thought that would be a cute idea for him, and I actually repeat this drawing later. I did these based on some references, and they're just all my Boku no Monogatari characters. I tried using as many different colors as possible for the base sketch, and then I went over with regular pencil. Then we have another page where I tried to reference some drawings, but like I hadn't warmed up, so they just turned out crappy. I drew a lot of my OCs in this one. And here's more. I tried this blocking technique, and I really want to go back to doing this because it turned out really nice. So we have, this one is probably my favorite. It's Kazu. And then we have a Sigma and Epsilon down here. It's kind of pale because I didn't line it. And Skina. We have, here is Oswald and Gwendolyn, and Oswald getting wings. There was, when the original game came out, there was someone on DeviantArt that did a few comics, and there was one comic about tiny Oswald. Oswald lived with the fairies, by the way, and all the fairies had wings, except Oswald. You asked Edgar, I think, why? And Edgar told him basically that, well, the cook thought you were food, so he chopped them off, and thus Oswald didn't have wings. Of course, that's not true, he's human. Later, they did another comic where Oswald stole Gwendolyn's wings, because these two get together later in the game. But anyway, he stole her wings, and she's like, Oswald, why are you taking my wings? And he's like, I just want to fly. So I just thought it would be a cute idea if Oswald got his own Valkyrie wings. I don't know, I thought it would be cute. This page is a little bit emotional. I was waiting to... no, it's not this one, but it was basically like at the start of, or in the middle of summer of Steven. This is like beginning of July, and oh my lord, Jasper is my favorite, and all I wanted was to see her, and oh my goodness. So yeah, lots of Jasper. And then we have more Steven Universe. This one I regret because it's super messy, because I used a napkin between the pages. I usually put a piece of paper between pages so colors don't transfer. And I didn't have my paper with me, so I put a napkin under this one, and it just ruined the page. We have some Amadot and some more Peridot. I really like this one. This Peridot turned out really nice. Some more of my OCs. Sigma and Yoda, Epsilon and Maida, and then these are some notes on character behaviors. This one was fun. I don't remember who on YouTube did it, but it was someone I followed, and they basically started a Pictionary app on their phone, or if it was a homepage, and then just doodled whatever came up, and it was a really fun exercise. I did another one of these pages with colored squares, and that was really fun. Tsukino Tsubasa, that's Mars. Very OOC Yoda, and then his wifey, Haruka. I really want to blow this one up and do it like as an actual painting because it's so pretty. Oh lord, Pokemon logs. These I stopped doing these basically because I lacked the material to keep doing them. I really want to continue though. Anyway, Pokemon Go got started, so I decided to like write down my stats because I love tracking stats, and then draw whatever Pokemon I caught. So here's day 1 and Pokemon log 2, 3, and 4. And then I did some thumbnails for drawings. And then I drew Tsubasa with his hair tucked behind his ears. And then I figured, wait, do I have any other characters who can do that? Because Tsukino, she has low ears, and Yoda has low ears, so I did them too. Characters like Sigma, Maida, Epsilon, and Kazu, they have ears that sit high on their head, so they can't really do that. But I just wanted to see what it looked like on the others. More Pokemon Go logs. I think I drew these two, at least, in a video. And there I switched. I used color pencils first, but here I switched to Stabilo fine points because I was tired of the way the colors looked. Ah, here it is. This was me having a meltdown before Beta and Earthlings. I was so destroyed. I was sitting at a cafe doing this because I had stuff to do that day and I couldn't like sit and wait for the episode, and I was just dying. So I drew lots of Jasper, I drew a Pearl, and then I drew my OC Citrine as well. And then we went to Stockholm, and on the train there I drew this one of Citrine and Jasper. And with her little quote like, no one I fuse with ever wants to stay, and just like, no, Citrine will stay. Let Citrine have you, she will love you. But yeah, I really love Jasper. More Jasper, and then Jasper and Peridot. These sketches are really bad, so. More Pokemon Go logs. And here I was practicing that new style that I've sort of abandoned. Jasper. Just more of my OCs. I tried some expressions with Skina. More Pokemon Go logs. And here I started a 30-day challenge in preparation for Inktober. So, favorite character, one of my favorite characters I should say, from Inazuma 11 is Tsunami. He's really cute. And then I drew my OC Tsukino and Maida, and the thing about this one was that you were supposed to feature hands, which is why I've only inked their hands. I don't know, it just turned out cute. And then here, this one was supposed to feature feet, so I inked in the feet again, but this one didn't turn out as well. I couldn't quite get the perspective right. This is Falling Stars Claire. And then I was tripping on nostalgia. I can't remember what the theme was, but this is one of my very first OCs, Rayleigh. And she used to be a Sonic character. She's an Anthro character. She's actually still a Sonic character. I don't draw her that much anymore. And then you were supposed to draw something in realism, I think. So I drew, or was it a TV show? Either way, I drew Teal'c from Stargate, SG-1. Jasper and Pearl, and I'm not sure what that one is called in English. Here we go. We skip a couple of days because this one, 13th of September, 14th of October. So we skip a month in time. We have some prelim sketches of Almathea. And this one was done slightly later. We have Yoda. This was also a prelim for an Inktober drawing. And then we have this, which was an Inktober drawing of Almathea. And I kind of hate that you can see there's a lot of ghosting on this page. Because I started using the Tombow Fudenosuke. And I love those pens. Seriously, I love them so much. But this paper is not good with them. So yeah, I kind of ruined that drawing. But yeah, I wanted to do two things. I wanted to use my Fudanolski pens, and I also wanted to draw more couple art, or rather art with characters interacting. And I used to do that a lot as a teenager, and I hate that I've gone to this place where I'm drawing sort of model-like poses constantly, and they're always standing on their own, and it's just not fun drawings. So I went back and grabbed some old drawings and redrew them. So here we have one. This is probably the first drawing I ever did of Sigma and Epsilon. This is a redraw of that one from 06, and then this one is from 07. This one was more of an reimagining actually, because this one is quite different from the original. And then we have this one, which was 2009, and then I went over to drawing Skinon Tsubasa, and I have one from 08 and one from 2013, and then I did this one freehand on a whim. I did Love Umbrellas, and here we have more stuff on Almathea. And apparently I was having a bad art day because I've written What is Art today. Yeah, I guess they're pretty bad. I like this one though. Here I got a cold and I was drawing Tsubasa. And he was making this sort of disapproving face. I Instagrammed this one. And then I sort of got this idea, why don't I draw my Bokuran Monogatari characters making faces they usually don't? So I drew Mayra being sort of mad and yelling. I drew Yoda crying, and I don't think I've ever actually done a drawing of him crying. So that was interesting because I wasn't quite sure what kind of expression he would make. Epsilon smiling, it's not that unusual, but he's not really grumpy, but he doesn't really express himself a lot. He's very neutral. And then we have Kazu being sort of angry too, lashing out, so yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting exercise, at least. It made me draw some different faces. Then we have Monster Boy. Monster Boy has a name. By the way, I finally decided today, I'm not quite used to it yet, but his name is Castor. So I think he'll go by Cass, just like Almathea will go by Alma. But yeah, his name is Castor. And then we have Tsubasa with sunflowers again. This one was really fun because I wrote a little story to it as well. But yeah, basically, Tsukino goes to visit Tsubasa one summer when he's out on his grandparents' farm helping them with the flowers. And before then, she didn't really get why or actually how much he loved botany and gardening. So she's out there looking for him, and she asks this old man on the roadside, hey, I'm looking for Tsubasa. He's supposed to live around here, right? And the man looks at her and like, oh, you're Tsukino-chan, aren't you? And she's like, yeah, why do you know my name? And obviously he is Tsubasa's grandpa. So he just calls out across this huge sunflower field, like, Tsubasa-chan, your girlfriend is here. And Tsubasa just pops out of the field, arms full of sunflowers, with the biggest smile on his face, like, you made it, I'm so glad. And Tsukino sort of gets how much he loves flowers then. So, yeah, I'm sorry, it's cheesy. And because I've been drawing my kids so much that I needed to draw the kids of my kids too. Anyway, back to the kids, now that I've corrected my horrible mistake. I thought there was something wrong with her name. Tsukino and Tsubasa's kids. They got Himawari first, and then Sobi and Yuri. And these two are twins. Thing about Tsukino and Tsubasa's kids, Tsubasa thought he'd be funny because Tsukino let him name all their kids, and Tsukino has always... The reason why she is called Tsukino and not Hana is because Hana means flower, and she is so bothered by the fact that she's just called Flower. She's not even named after a specific flower, and she hates it. So he decided that let's just name our kids after flowers. So Himawari, that's sunflower, and then we have Sobi, which is rose, and Yuri, which is lily. So yeah, Tsubasa thought he'd be funny, and Tsukino isn't quite sure whether she should appreciate it or not. And then we have Lambda, who is obviously the kid of Sigma and Epsilon. Then we have Tsukasa, and he's actually the oldest of all the kids here. This is Mayra's son. These two girls are Yoda's kids. They're Misun and Sune. And the reason why they have Korean names is because Yoda's parents are actually Korean. They immigrated to Japan before he was born. So he just wanted to honor his parents and name his kids with like Korean names. Oh, and then I wanted Mayra to have another kid because like she was not super young. She was like 19, maybe 20 when she had Skasa. And Skasa is almost 10 years older than like the other kids. So I kind of wanted them to have another kid that was in the age range of the others. So I made Solske. And here I sort of made notes on what traits they adopt from their parents. This is Mayra's husband, Hatsuharu. So yeah, I went with that. And I can see I'm sliding off the page here, I'm sorry. I'm talking more here at the end because I've been drawing my kids so much and I'm just enjoying it a lot. I can't help it. I dove into Buster Monogatari again, which is a sort of alternate universe for Bokura no Monogatari. It is a magical girl/boy universe. So my Bokura no Monogatari characters are a little bit different in that universe. Tsukino, Mayra. These are the only two I've posted to Instagram so far. Here we have Haruka, who has a much larger role in Buster Monogatari than she does in Bokura no Monogatari. We have Kazu, who actually walks around with his hair down. And then on this side we have Yoda. Yoda actually looks really different because in this universe he doesn't have the face stripes, but he does have two colored eyes. He doesn't dye his hair either. I tried to change their hair a bit just to sort of differentiate. We have Sigma, we have Epsilon and Tsubasa, and they're actually in their school uniforms here. So Yoda, Sigma, and Tsukino Mayra, they belong to the same school. Haruka is from an all-girls school, Kazu is from an all-boys, and then Epsilon and Tsubasa is from another school. This is actually the last page. But on this one I drew a whole bunch of thumbnails for a future project. I don't know, it's a huge project and I hope I can do at least half of them. At least half of them. Wow, my words. Last page, total throwaway. Well, not really. I was sitting at a cafe and I haven't done people watching at all as much as I did previously. So I was sitting there and it was getting late and there were two girls sitting across the room and I could see them very clearly, so I figured I'll draw them. So I drew them sitting together and then I tried drawing the girl with the ponytail, but she kept moving. So I gave up and started drawing the stuff that was on the table between us, because they're sitting by a window and then there's a table and then there's me. So there was a candle on the table, there were sort of a pot sunk into the table and it was full of succulents. Over by the register there were bottles of roses, and then this was another plant from the sunken flower pot. So yeah. And that was the end of my sketchbook. My throat is actually sore. But yeah, this one, I drew a lot more of my OCs. I've been really into drawing my OCs lately. I miss drawing them. I indulged in a lot of fan art previously this year, like from, I don't know, March to June, July. During Summer of Steven especially, I drew so much fan art. And it wasn't like until September, October that I started drawing my own characters properly again. So I've just really missed drawing them, and the last few pages in this sketchbook are like so fun because they're full of my kids. So yeah, I really like this sketchbook. Video is over. Thank you so much for watching. Please do, if you haven't, take a moment to subscribe. You can hit that button. Join in for more fun art videos. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @SaradaScribbles. Links to those will be down below, as well as to my Etsy, my Tumblr, and my Redbubble store. Sorry, losing track of my thoughts. But yeah, links to those also down below. So until next time, keep on scribbling, friends. Bye! Look at this. Look at this. This is what I've been dealing with this entire video. I have a tiny dog squished between me and the table. Hold on.